Hello everyone, let's start with chapter 1, chemical reactions and equations. So in this chapter we are going to study about chemical reactions and types of chemical reaction, how we can observe the chemical reaction here. So let's start with chemical reaction first. So by the name you can see we have chemical reactions and equations. So in this chapter we need to study equations in detail, like the types of equation we have. Then we need to study about the chemical reaction in detail. So chemical reaction is considered to be a chemical change. So what chemical change is? Chemical change is a permanent change in the reaction. So when we say that we have paper and we burn the paper. So if we burn the paper, we will get ashes. Now we have ashes with us. Now we cannot go back to the paper again. We can't come to this state again, the first state. So if you can't get back to the first state, then we can say it is a chemical change because it is a permanent change. Now we can't go back to the first state. So that situation is known as chemical change. And whenever a chemical change occurs, we can say that a chemical reaction has taken place. And chemical reaction is expressed symbolically by a chemical equation. Now we have a chemical equation. We need to study what chemical equations are. So in this we are given with two examples that are rusting of iron. Like if we have iron initially and it gets into contact of water and oxygen. So in turn we get rusted iron. Now when we have rusted iron, that means we can't come back to this state again. So therefore we will consider this change as chemical change. Now the next is magnesium is burnt in air to form magnesium oxide. Now we can write this equation in terms of chemical equation. So it will be magnesium plus oxygen gives us 2MgO. So this is the equation for magnesium when burnt in air to form magnesium oxide. Again, magnesium oxide is converted into ashes, or it has a white powdered structure. So therefore, as we have get magnesium oxide, we can't come back to the state of magnesium now. So therefore, again we can consider it as a chemical reaction. Next is how chemical reaction can be observed. So we can observe the chemical reaction with the help of change in state. Like suppose I will give you an example under change in state. Like we have H2 and we have oxygen. They both are gaseous in state. Now when they combine, they will form H2O. They are now in liquid state. This is a chemical reaction because H2 when reacts with O2 forms H2, and now we can't separate H2 and O within from the reactant. So here we will say that there is a change in state. The H2 was in gaseous state, oxygen was in gaseous state, and they have been converted into liquid state. Now the next is change in color. So as we know that we have iron. Iron when reacts with water and oxygen, it forms rusted iron, and the color of the iron gets converted into red brownish color. Next is evolution of gas. So whenever there is a reaction, chemical reaction, there might be a case where heat will be released. Heat will be released and carbon dioxide might release, oxygen might release. So there are type of reactions we have in which we might get carbon dioxide, we might get oxygen. So we will learn about these conditions in later chapter. So next is change in temperature. Now here comes heat. So whenever we do a reaction or whenever we have a beaker with us or something like that, we do experiments in beaker. Now beaker gets heated fast whenever we do a chemical reaction. Suppose we take two compounds, that is A and B, in a beaker, and when they react with each other, they will release some heat. Now, how will you realize that they are releasing heat? You can obviously check with thermometer, but you can always touch the bottom of the beaker. It will actually be heated or quite hotter as compared to the upper part. Therefore, it shows that there is some change in temperature due to chemical reaction. So we can observe the chemical reaction with the help of change in state. There might be change in their state. Second is change in color. Third is evolution of gas. Fourth is change in temperature. Now the next is balanced equation. Now before that, I would like to tell you that we have 4 states. I might think that you might be knowing about solid, liquid and gases. Then the fourth state is aqueous. First one is solid, second one is liquid, third one is gaseous, fourth one is aqueous. Aqueous means that it has lot of water in it. If the compound we get or the element we get, it will have lot of water in it. So therefore the condition is aqueous. More amount of water and less amount of solution in it. So therefore we could state it as aqueous solution. Now the balanced equation. Next is balanced equation. Now balanced equation is one in which the number of atoms on the reactant and product sides are equal. Now what reactants are? The reactants are those elements which are on the left hand side. Whenever we have left hand side, it will be a reactant, and whatever we get on the other side, right hand side, will be product. So here we have 2 reactants, that is 2H2 plus O2 gives us 2H2. H2O will be my product. That is the end result. Now for balancing equation, I will make another video for it. Like a separate video will be there to make you understand about balancing equation. After that, we need to come on to another topic, that is types of reaction. So I will cover types of reaction in the second video. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.